What's going on, everybody? I got my phone propped. I know it's not the best angle. Ooh, that's a bad knuckle. But the gimbal stays at the studio. I just uploaded a short. Figured I'd do a bit of a longer video. First, do y'all hear that? Not the kids screaming, not the birds. There's like a humming in the background. It's causing the animals and the birds around here to act really weird. Anyway, just read where Cracker Barrel is closing stores. Cracker Barrel, for those of you that do not know, is a somewhat affordable place to eat. Like, it's, for lack of a better term, it is a low cost restaurant. I don't think they've got too many dishes that are over 20 bucks there. And yes, I have eaten at the Cracker Barrel a few times. It's not my favorite spot, but you know, when you're craving some vegetables and stuff like that, it's a good place to go. So I think I'm gonna hold this. So let's see. I'm outside again. This is just kind of on the fly. But that adds to the list of places like TGI Fridays, which I know Fridays has been, you know, they've been barely holding on for a while. They really hit their heyday in the 90s. Fridays has been in trouble for some while. Boston Market's been in trouble for some while. But Popeyes, they just had like a huge year not too long ago. Remember when that chicken sandwich came out? They had stellar performance. So for them to be announcing that they're closing stores is kind of like, what? And I know people will make the argument, oh, Biden doesn't control things like gas prices. His policies kind of do. And when you do not allow for onshore drilling, in fact, the only reason prices got under $4 is because he started allowing onshore drilling again, or offshore drilling, but U.S. drilling. I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Biden guy. In fact, RFK Jr. is my candidate. But you can't help but look at the economy and the economics of this administration. They're spending record amounts of money sending to Ukraine. Hundreds of billions of dollars have gone to them. They just completed another package of stuff to send money to places like Israel. They haven't invested in anything here locally. There's been no investments in American institutions. There's been no investments in anything in America. Yeah, the federal government got behind and said that they would clean up the bridge, but you gotta ask yourself why. The federal government will control the narrative as to what comes out, as to what happened at that bridge. And there's a lot of people that have questions as to what happened at that bridge. I don't see how anybody can look at the economy, look at what's going on, look at things like the TikTok ban, right? The guy that authored the TikTok ban, the guy that put that into the bill, invested $700,000 into Meta, which is arguably TikTok's biggest competitor, knowing that it was going to be banned. When are we going to make that shit illegal? Nancy Pelosi has fattened her pockets off of stuff like that, and nothing's been done. If you and I were doing that, it'd be insider trading. Then you've got that district attorney up in New York that refused to stop for a police officer, flat out refused, and was walking into her home. Again, if you and I did that, we'd probably be dead, or we'd still be under jail because that's resisting arrest. Not for her. She's a district attorney. This whole rules for thee, not for me, how much longer are y'all gonna put up with that? Then you got people attacking pit bulls. I got 2 pit bulls in my house right now. They are some of the sweetest, stupidest dogs on the planet. I say stupid lovingly. My dogs would never hurt a fly. And they're just demonizing pit bulls. This is what we get mad at. Pit bulls, right? Not the rampant corruption in our government. And I don't like getting political. There are people out there that are much smarter than me to handle these political topics. But I'm an average American, you know, to quote it, living paycheck to paycheck, if you will. I got a house because I was blessed to have family help me. I have a house. I have a vehicle that's currently giving me problems, but it's not easy for us. And yeah, we got kids. We got 4 kids, but at the same time, things were better even under the Obama administration. They were tight. Remember, he had to do the whole cash for junkers thing to try and stir up the economy under Obama. But that was mostly because of the dumbass things that Bush did. But Trump did a lot of stupid stuff. But it never felt like he was just taking the American money and giving it to somebody else. And again, I'm not a Trump guy. Like I said, I'm not a Trump guy, not a Biden guy. If I'm being honest, I'm an anarchist. I want it all to go away. I don't like anybody telling me how I can or can't live my life or how I can or can't spend my money. And then Biden says in his new tax plan, he wants to make it a felony not to pay taxes. Those of us that know already knew that, yes, they can come after you. They can do all kinds of things to you if you don't pay your taxes. But we already knew that it technically wasn't against the law not to pay your taxes. Because if it was, people couldn't go 5-10 years without paying taxes. And sometimes people don't file taxes because they don't want to owe. Because we're barely getting by. And then these assholes in D.C. are just spending us into the poorhouse while they fatten their pockets. What about yours? What about that single mom's pockets? I don't know. I just wanted to rant. Y'all be good. Peace. I'll see y'all Monday, 7 a.m. Nick B in the morning.